سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تبارك وتعالى ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. قال السادس: عن أم المؤمنين أم الحكم زينب بنت جحش رضي الله عنها أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم دخل عليها فزعا يقول: لا إله إلا الله ويل للعرب من شر قد اقترب، فتح اليوم من ردم يأجوج مأجوج مثل هذا، وحلق بين إصبعه الإبهام والتي تليها. فقلت: يا رسول الله أنهلك وفينا الصالحون؟ قال: نعم إذا كثر الخبث. Muttafaqun alayh. So continuing with the chapter of enjoining righteousness and good and forbidding evil and licentiousness and all that is prohibited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the sixth hadith mentioned an al-Mu'mineen as-Sayyidah Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha. So she mentions that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered into her house fazian, upset, and saying, La ilaha illallah, wailun lil Arab min sharrin qad iqtarab. Woe unto the Arabs for an evil which has now come close. It's approaching. And then he said, Futiha al-yawm min radmin Ya'juj. So that the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, which are hordes which are going to be released, they're infidels that are going to be released on humanity and are going to be coming from all directions, and it's going to be a huge fitna and a great trial and tribulation. And what is holding them back is a dam, and there's long discussion on that in any case. So when that dam is rent asunder, and when they are released by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission, then that fitna will begin, and that will be during the time of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and Mahdi alayhi salam, after the killing of Dajjal, and then that will be the next huge fitna which will take place. So what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioning is that the dam or the barrier which is holding them back, now a small hole is, and he put his two fingers together, indicating that a small hole is opened. In other words, now the beginning of the release is about to take place. And so Sayyidah Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, in this connection, knowing that in such a fitna there will be a terrible disaster, there will be a lot of killing, and there will be a lot of destruction. And so she asked, Ya Rasulullah, can we be destroyed and yet there are pious people among us? So Rasulullah mentioned, yes, if evil prevails in the people, the kathir al-khabuth, in other words, the evil outweighs the righteousness. So those of us who think that we can just bank on our iman and our salat and our recitation, our fasting in Ramadan, and everything around us is going towards disobedience and challenging the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we don't have anything to do with that. So we have everything to do with that. So actually, when disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes prevalent, what happens is the sunnat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment descends, and when the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends, it hits everybody. When the flood flows, it doesn't knock on the door and say, hey, are you good people or bad people? Are you pious or unpious? If so, we'll spare you. If not, we'll destroy you. The flood is blind. It doesn't see. It destroys everything in its path. Similarly, when the adhab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down as a result of the prevalence of disobedience, everybody is destroyed. Okay. So everyone will have to, bear that. On the day of judgment, of course, it will be deciphered who were the guilty and who were the non-guilty. However, therefore, it's very critical, that not only for our safety in this world and the next, that we obey the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we have to be active in preserving and inviting towards the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and making an effort, as we heard earlier, to change disobedience towards obedience. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawfiq, that we understand this concept and we become active not only in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but establishing His obedience and being means of, finishing His disobedience and, taking human beings away from all that is displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen thumma ameen. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.